Hey guys, it's a little bit of a dreary day today, but I promised a friend of mine that I would take her out for a ride today on the motorcycle, and she said she can ride in the rain, so that's what we're gonna do. Be back with you shortly. So I know what you guys are thinking. What? Somebody's first time on a motorcycle and you're gonna take them out in the rain? Yeah. And I actually have a logic behind that. So one, I promised her I would, so not backing down. Two, she's not driving, she's just gonna be riding on the back, so she'll be able to enjoy, you know, all the rain and the sounds and the smells and the little chills in the rain, but not have to actually control the bike through it. So that's all to me, and we'll be on the highway, so it's not gonna be bad. I think we'll be all right. Although it is kind of getting heavy. If you're gonna do a thing, you know, get all the experiences, right? And after this, I mean, what can she possibly do to make it worse? So, like I tell a lot of people, once you know you can do a thing in bad conditions, you know, that makes it doing it in good conditions a whole lot easier. So yeah, I stand by that decision. We're gonna go riding in the rain. So let's go get her and see how surprised she is that we're gonna do this. And you know, it is just a light rain, so you know, no blood, no foul. If it gets bad, I might change my mind. We'll see. What probably won't be a surprise to anyone who actually knows me, I went to the wrong place. So she thought I was going to go to her house. I had mentioned earlier that I was going to go up to Harley Davidson and try to ride the R18. And then she took that as the last thing I had said. So when I said, okay, I'm on the way, that's where she thought I was going. So I went to her house and she wasn't there. No problem, she's waiting for me at Harley. So that must mean maybe I will be able to ride that R18 today, even though if I was a dealer and I had a bike and I was gonna let somebody ride it that didn't own it, I wouldn't let them ride it in the rain. But you never know. Let's go find out.
How to easy your pants.
So this is my friend Melissa. We're gonna go for a ride today. She's getting into her wet gear. She's from New York, so she's used to cold weather and uncomfortable weather. So she's wearing her snow pants and her snow suit, which makes a perfect it's actually a perfect idea for riding in cold rain. So I think this will work out. She has a very cool shirt on. I just want to point that out.
Oh yeah.
Where'd you get that shirt?
Oh, this guy I know.
Looks good on you. So you've never been on a motorcycle before?
Never.
So what do you think?
I think Diana says I'm gonna have fun. But
Yep. For those of you who are wondering out there, yes, she has absolute full permission to ride from the pillion. So I'm safe. Nobody's gonna kill me. If I go home with the passenger pegs down, there's not a problem. So we're gonna have fun. What'd you think?
I loved it. I forgot how good it was to be free. You know, snowmobile versus motorcycle.
Yeah, but it's got a lot of similarities. I mean, it's pretty close.
Yes, very.
Except you can go a lot faster. So you do it again?
Yeah.
So when are you gonna learn to ride?
Oh.
Look, when are you gonna ride with me again?
I will ride with you anytime.
All right, let's go inside. All right, so I'm gonna say that's a pretty good testament to my skill. She enjoyed it, and she did say she'd ride with me again, so I don't think she's very scared of me. So that's a good thing. So now we are at Sidecar, right next to Southern Thunder Harley Davidson. So we're gonna duck inside and get us some food. We'll see you shortly. For those of you who don't know, I am a motorcycle enthusiast. I have a regular job. This is not my main job, but I do a lot of motorcycle maintenance. I am a maintenance man on the outside. I do electrical mechanical maintenance, what they call a multi-craft. So I feel qualified to do things like this to my own motorcycle and others, and to maybe show you how. Even if I get it wrong, you know, like a friend of mine was saying yesterday morning, we'll put everything on our YouTube channel, whether it's right or wrong, and then when we fix it, well, now you know how to fix it. Maybe that'll keep you from making the same mistake. So it also should give you the idea in your head that even if you make mistakes, they're recoverable, and that everybody makes mistakes. So today we're going to be putting some progressive suspensions on my 2021 Harley Sportster. So let's get to it. Okay, so we got everything inside. So let's see what we've got set up. Okay, so over there we have our shocks. We'll look at those in a second. So we have a 50 or a T50 torque socket for taking it off, a 3/4 for backing it up, and then I've got a 3/8 and a 1/2 inch torque wrench. So the only thing I have to take off is the top shock bolt and the bottom shock bolt. Both are a T50. This one doesn't have a backup, it threads right into the frame, and then this one has a 3/4 inch backup. So that's all I should need. So I guess I'll get started. I have my twin spar motorcycle jack ready to go. We're going to jack it up, get her into position, get our shocks over here. So we'll get our shocks ready to go. It's got some instructions in here somewhere. I'll read through those real quick, just make sure I've got everything that I need to do, and then I've done everything and prepped everything right, and then I'll get it up. So for now, it's time to get it in the air. So let's do that. So first thing we need to do is find some straps. I had straps. If I was a strap, where would I be? I think I'd be here. Okay. Round two. Got our econometer. Where she's snug. She's got a little more. Okay. And now I'm going to tie it down. So I'm just going to get it up high enough to get the wheel off it now. So smart at twitch hooks. So it should be sturdy enough, I guess, with just the on the jack. It's sturdy, but once you start cranking on it and torquing on the bolts, you do really want that extra, I don't know, assurance. We got her high enough to get the back wheel off the ground. That should be good for now. But just high enough to have the wheel off the ground. She seems sturdy. This jack has these little stays on it where you can put them down and lock the jack in place, keep it from sliding around. It seems kind of important, so I'll do that. So now we'll start breaking our shocks off. So if you watch my short on this, these are 13s. These are the standard Harley shocks, and these are the 15-inch progressive. These have a really crazy adjustment on them where you can like micro adjust or whatever, but it's hard. You got to count rings, count the number of holes past the hole. This one just has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stations on it, so you can just set the amount of tension that you want, and that's a lot easier to set. So I'll do that. While you're waiting for me to get this done, why don't you go ahead and give the channel a like and subscribe. If you stuck here this long, I think I deserve it. I may not, but I mean. Okay, got her loose. Loose this one. And I have blue Loctite for putting this back together. Okay. So both shocks will have to come off before I put the new one on. Go figure, since they're 2 inches difference. If I was putting the same shock on, I could probably, or I could, I know I could, just take one off, put one on, take the other side off, put the other one on. With this one, I can't do that. It was a very moist and not delicious summer. So the tools that I didn't use this summer got very rusty. Go figure. So crowbar is what I like to use. I've used this in videos before to get the back wheel off because I can kind of just control how much pressure I put on the back wheel to hold it up. So we're gonna get the other side. Same, what is it? Second verse, same as the first. I'd like to remind you, if you have some extra money in your pocket, you can do one of 2 things with it, or you can do both. First, I would donate to Forgotten Angels at www.forgottenangelsflorida.org, or you can go to there and donate to the raffles that are going on for motorcycles and random stuff they give away. About every 2 weeks, 3 weeks, they'll give some stuff away, have a raffle. It always almost includes a motorcycle. And at the end of the year, the raffle will include a house. Top bolts out, bottom bolts out. We'll leave these right there with the bolts exactly where they're supposed to go back, because otherwise I'll forget. Now do this side. Bolts out, nuts out. Let's get the top bolt off. And it looks like there's already elasters in here, so I want these ones that came with the bike. So if anybody wants these, hit me up. All right, so now we can do a pretty good size comparison. I've got these off, top, bottom. So yeah, the bottom has a really short set of threads. Top has a long set of threads. All right. So now you can get a better view of the actual difference in the sizes of these. So that should give me a whole lot longer stroke and a lot more travel, which is, in short, saying it was easier on my back and my butt, my hips, all the things in between. So, as you can see, I want it with the tag sticking out. So we're gonna go ahead and go up with our bike. Gently. I know I got it suspended. I got got it tied down, but I still don't want to drop the bike by doing something dumb. It's a little bit too high, but that's fine. Blue Loctite. Make sure there's not anything dumb I'm forgetting. Hey, we did not look at the instructions. Let's do that. All right, so according to this, first step, obviously take the old shocks off and then check your clearances. Make sure the long shocks will fit. So the tag facing out and this offset facing in. I've got this a little higher than it needs to be. Lower it down just a little bit. I said little. Yeah, there you go. Okay, that's a little. That's almost perfect. Okay, so we're good on this side. We're not touching anything. Closest thing comes to it is the brake. And on the other side, which, I mean, we'll literally do the same shock. Just turn around the other way. nothing's in the way. I was actually kind of worried if I'd be able to get the bolt in for the exhaust, but it looks fine. So there's a packet of something in here. What is this? A lot of extra crap. Crap I don't need, probably. Okay, maybe I do need it. So we need to find the one that fits this shock. That fits. So these four are what goes on there. Well, one on each bolt, obviously. And I just gotta figure out how they go in there. Stand by. Okay, so our manual says, it's got the instructions here. Let's see if we can get them on there. All right, so what it says is for 80 and later, 5 speeds, use one number 1 sleeve and one number 1 washer for each socket. So the number 1s are these with the sleeve and the shoulder, and the number 3 washer is the thin one. And it tells you place the shoulder sleeve with the shoulder in towards the motorcycle. This offsets the shock. All parts are not used, so if you got extra parts left over, they go in the big drawer that we all have that just fits the motorcycle. All right, so the shoulder faces in towards the motorcycle with the washer on the outside. And we put our blue Loctite because blue means I can screw it up and still take it off later. Take a picture of what that means. If anybody thinks it means something different, don't tell me, because that's what I like to go by. Alright, save that for later. Okay, that bolt is going to be way too long, which they didn't say anything about. This is the life we live. Okay, looks like I'm going to need a different bolt pack for this. So, well, I mean, I guess I did what I could, so we need to figure out, I guess, different bolts for this. I guess is what it needs. So the old shocks are going to go back on, and I will probably figure this out over the Christmas break, which will be next week. So I'll be working this next week. Today's Sunday. I'll figure this out for the next week and get back to it. In a breaking story, I do have all the right stuff, and I misread this, and I'm supposed to use these big fat spacers to take up the extra space. So, hey, let's try this again. Well, I'm glad. Hey, I may still fail. This may still not be the right thing, but I'm willing to try again if you guys are. All right, let's do it. Let's do it. Let me show you what I had to add, and then we'll see if this works. Okay, so not only are we using the sleeve and this washer on the bolt, we're using the spacer. So we do get to use the spacer after all. Pretty sure we're still not going to use the really thin sleeves. I'm not sure what those are for. Actually, yeah, I do, because it tells me right here. Those sleeves are for nothing on here. It's for 3/8 bolts that we don't have. This is I believe a 1/2 inch. So we don't have a 3/8. All right, not too tight yet. Let's do our sleeve, spacer, bolts. Should we use a new washer? Why not? And Loctite. Lift the wheel up just a little bit. I said up's the other way. it. Tighten, too snug. Okay. Until I get all of the other ones on, I'm just going to leave them snug until I get the other side on, and then we'll move on from there. So again, shock, old bolt with new washer. Wait, facing the wrong way. Washer. The right rubber spacer. Okay. New washer. So is it important to put the new washer on? I don't know. I'm gonna come down a little bit and see if we do it this time without, nope, we're gonna fuck it up again. Okay. We're a little close. We're closer, how about that? And I'll reuse the old washer because I don't have a new one for the backside. Alright, so everybody is snug. So conflicting reports when I tried to look up the torques on this. Some places said 45, some said 50. One said like 80 for it, and I'm just gonna not do that. So let's set it at 45 and let's see what we got there. Let's just see what 45 looks like. Okay, I hit 50. Let's try this one and see if it clicks out at 50. Okay, so this one does work. I feel more confident about it. I'll go ahead and use this one. 50 says so. I'm slowly building torque on it, not jerking, because I want 50, not a jerked. It makes it click, but it might not even be 35 or so. I want all the torque. Okay, we're set. So I guess the only thing to do now is lower it down and take it for a ride and see what the suspension feels like. I'll be back. All right, she's set. She looks pretty good, man. It's hell, as much as I jacked it up, it's almost flat on the ground now. So that's going to be a very much more high and aggressive ride. So yeah, so I'm gonna go check it out. Let's get our helmet on, get our gear on, because it's like 45 degrees outside, and let's see how this thing works now. Oh, she is much higher. This is gonna. Yeah, this is definitely gonna be a much different ride. But let's check it out. I haven't put the Winx bag back on, or any sissy bag bar back on, since I've done the Winx Wheels commercial. I had to take it off. Let's take a look at it. So I had to take it off to do the 5,000 mile service for the Harley. Since I let them do it, figured why not. It's nice, but I'm not gonna put it on right now. We'll do it later. So let's go ahead and get the bike, get her out, get my nerd glasses on, because I was too lazy to actually put my contacts in today. That's life. So let's try out this new suspension. I am absolutely not a brand snob of just about every kind of gear on you could probably imagine. So Indy Ridge gloves and boots, Rev-It jacket, Levi's jeans, BMW over there, Harley over here. So yep, I am a confusing fella. It tightens it. Believe it or not, that's crazy. I thought it would make the handling a little more difficult. It actually made it a lot tighter. Crazy. All right. Much more aggressive. Feels more aggressive, probably because you're more up into the wind. With the back flipped up like this, you're look a little bit higher than the windshield, so you're catching just a little more wind. Let's take the scenic route. Of course, I had to get behind a slow Mustang, one of those fake 6-cylinder ones. This was only a 2-inch rise, which after compression is like 13.5 inches, but it feels so different. Feels much higher. So I wonder how much compression I was actually getting on the standard Harley shocks. I might go ahead and drop this down one setting. Again, the good thing about these is instead of having a spiral nut that you can just pretty much spin forever, you got 5 settings you can try out. So we'll say this, after the 5,000 mile service and the tune they did for it at no cost to me, because it was the 5,000 mile service and it was free because I bought the bike there. The bike runs really good. It ran good before, but now it's like so much more aggressive. I think it just, you know, they don't do that as soon as you get the bike, when it's got 100 miles on it or the 500 miles, because you got to break everything in. Everything needs to start working together as a unit. But once you got 5,000 miles on it, things aren't going to change, things aren't going to rattle down, everything's kind of compressed to where it needs to be. Then they can really put a good setting on it. Do you ever notice these drag racers and the guys that run bikes a lot will constantly retune, reset their bikes, readjust, reevaluate, reset their clutches? But it's because it's brand new stuff that they're going to burn up real quick, and they have to constantly readjust it, because it really never breaks in. It burns up. It breaks before it breaks in. I don't want to break this one, obviously. I run her a little hard sometimes, because it's fun. Let's not bullshit. It's fun to do that kind of stuff. But I'm not going to run it like a drag bike, where I get out and I'm hopping off every line, you know, popping the clutch at 7,000 RPMs. Not that this one would pop at 7,000 RPMs anyway. But yeah, watch some of the guys that do these drag races and do these setups and do these dynos, and you can see they're rough on these bikes. Even if you go to get your bike dyno tuned, a lot of times if you've already ran the bike for a while and they go to dyno tune it, they burn the clutch up for you. You're welcome. Because they are running it at the very end of its paces. But that's what, I don't need a dyno tune, because I already know what I want the bike to do. And even the way I run this one, you know, I run it fun, don't get me wrong, but I don't want the bike to break. Much more aggressive, handles easier, turning is a lot more agile. I like it. I like it a lot. And the bike feels bigger. Oh, hey, because it is. It's 2 inches higher. Go figure. Okay, 2 inches at like a 45-degree angle. That probably makes it, I don't know, an inch and a quarter higher. But if you've ever had a bike with an adjustable seat, an inch and a quarter is a lot. All right, so the progressive 15-inch suspension, I like it. Feels good. And I haven't noticed some of the bumps I usually hit on the way out. When I'm on the way home, I'll try to go through some of the bumps I usually accidentally hit because I'm trying to avoid other things on the road, and I'll see how it actually handles. But so far, man, this is really smooth. 9.5 of 10. I gotta get the kids swapped around. They're not in their natural habitats. Starting a motorcycle is like one of those foreign armies you hear about that fight in the jungles and fight in India. You know, they got to draw their blades and they can't put them back until they draw blood. Motorcycles are like that in the winter. If you fire it up, don't shut it off until it warms up. Because when it's like 30-45 degrees outside, you fire the bike up, first thing it's going to do is suck in a lot of cold air that has a lot of moisture in it. So you want to run the bike until the bike warms up. And that's a fact. Look it up in the Library of Congress. All right, so we're back from the ride, and so I have already went ahead and dropped this down. These are actually really easy. It comes with a wrench, and I dropped it down from its highest setting to its next highest setting because I thought that would just give it a little bit more, lower it a little bit. It was very easy. It comes with a lube that you put on those, and I don't know, does it dry up and come off later? I don't know. It didn't pop while I was riding it, and I was getting not real super aggressive, but I was pretty hard on it, and it didn't pop when I was driving it, but I dropped it down. It was really easy to drop down, so with the right tools, I guess it does. So taking a pretty good look at her, she looks damn mean. Just, I like it. I like the look. So, you know, progressive suspension, you did a good job with these. So yeah, so I'm gonna keep them. I was scared there for a minute. I thought I didn't have the right mounting equipment, the right mounting hardware, but turns out that I did. So well, that's gonna wrap this one up. I hope you enjoyed me bringing out one of my friends and putting her on a motorcycle for the first time and watching me fumble my way through changing the rear suspension. So you know, if you want to, you know, like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell if you haven't already. Check out my Patreon. My Patreon is free. You can go to it and check out anything I put on there, which I put polls on there sometimes, and I'll put questionnaires on there. And if you want to throw a few bucks my way, that's cool. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm also trying to sell some t-shirts, so look down in the link below. And most importantly of all, go to Forgotten Angels and either donate some money or buy a raffle ticket. Try to win yourself a motorcycle. All right, guys, that's all I have time for now. I got to go get ready for a dinner at a friend's house. So check out all my friends, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.